All right, today we're going to be looking at a Case IH LBX432. So this is also a 4x3 baler, which is getting to actually be quite popular size. So starting off, this is an older baler. The newer ones are going to have the poly side shields and stuff. So this one's, I'd guess, probably 8-10 years old. So not a lot has changed on them though. So coming up from our drive line, we got our hitch. That's the one thing I guess I should point out, is they do actually have a ball bearing in there, where you guys can actually, they'll have to actually get torqued to the drawbar. Okay, we come up there again, our slip clutch. Way heavier duty, but it's only got a couple discs instead of about 5 or 6. So, but a lot bigger bolts, a lot bigger springs. Just that's, I mean, a little bit different, same concept, just a little bit of difference there. Okay, again, our flywheel here, and then we have our main gear case once again with our plunger arm, and then cam arm, and then our crank arm, and then we have our accessory drive for our pickup attachment and roto cutter. This one is actually equipped with the roto cutter, so this would be a silage ready baler, which is kind of unique to look at. So looking at the front, okay, standard pickup. We don't have a pre-compression roller. We do have a wind guard though, however, so it is still going to help hold the hay on. And then we come in here into our roto cutter. Okay, so this, we looked at these a little bit in class. Here's one in real life. So they're just multiple plates of steel welded together, so our knife would actually slip right in the center here, in the narrow sections. So as it's staggered chevron pattern, so nice easy feeding for that. I've actually never looked at one. Here you can see down below the slots where our knives would be. They're actually down right now, so this thing looks like it hasn't been used for a couple years probably. And then they actually have some cleaning tabs down below, so or up above on top, just to kind of keep everything clean. So kind of a unique design, so kind of cool to actually see that in person. Coming up, we got a little bit of change from our Massey Ferguson and our Krone yet. Okay, we got one gearbox with a cute little hydraulic pump on here. I don't even know what that's going to be going towards, but yeah, it ain't going to be very many gallon per minute. There's actually our knife holders right there. So there's the serrated parts. Okay, and then we come up, and then we go through to our, this top shaft is actually going to go to our gear twine knotters up on above. And this is really cute. Can you guys see that? There's supposed to be a shear bolt right here, but why do we need a shear bolt? Let's just put some welds on there and then paint them so it looks actually kind of factory. You can see all sorts of stuff. Okay, we come back from our rotary stuffer, and then we come into our pre-compression chamber. Okay, they're all pretty much running that, and then when that pre-compression chamber is full, it's gonna trip. So here we got our same door down below again, just like that Massey did, and we're gonna sit there, trip that. That is gonna release this down and allow our entire flake stuffer basically to run. So this is going to pivot down into there and rotate and throw it up into the baler. But lots of, again, these things were pretty much the first things equipped with all the drop down remote lube lines and stuff like that. So there's, I mean, a lot of similarities, but there is quite a few differences from this to the Massey that we looked at. So here, I mean, not a lot of room for accessibility. This one, this twine box is bolted as well right here. So if you're gonna have to get into there, you're gonna have to take something off. They do allow enough room for a normal person to probably get in there. If you're a little too thick, good luck. So here again too, we got our plunger guides. Okay, multiple different types there. So And actually, while I'm looking at that, this is one of our hay dogs right here. That is the spring that's going to hold that piece in. So as that slice gets pushed back by the plunger, that hay dog will hold that flake there all the time. Okay, same deal. This one's actually just going to be a single leaf spring, so it won't have quite as much as suspension travel, but the reason these things are all running suspension is they're very, very heavy as bathers, but our field speeds are also quite a bit higher than the round bathers and stuff too. So we have our tension here. Okay, again, not a lot of flow, just the little 1/4 inch lines basically, so not a whole lot of flow to do stuff, but we can shut that off if we're traveling or something. And then these are our actual eject arms. One's to lift, you can see the cylinder back there in the middle. That is actually going to hydraulically lift our bail ramp, and then the other one's going to be for our ejection system, like all these other bathers are coming with. So there you guys can see, basically same kind of design. We got our ejection systems right in that channel right there going forward. So the chamber designs really don't change much from baler to baler. I mean, they all got to be pretty similar to get the same job done. So coming around here, I opened this one up, quite a bit of twine storage again. So again, here's our auto luber. So those are pretty common, pretty much standard on all of these. Okay, so here again, here's our pre-compression stuffer arm, and then we got all the different grease banks up there. We actually have a massive computer on board, so that thing is very large. Okay, so for the rotary stuffer, we come out of this other side. Okay, here's our slip clutch right here. So that's actually going to be a ratcheting style slip clutch, because there's no adjustment on it. So that one's going to be, they're a little heavier duty and a lot longer lasting, because as they ratchet, they really don't wear out, whereas the discs, when they start slipping, they actually do start getting less tension on them. Okay, but look at this chain, how big it is compared to my hand or anything else around there. It's just massive chain going to run that rotary stuffer. So here is actually a hydraulic line to go to a cylinder down there. That's actually going to be your knife engagement down below, so, and a drop floor. So that yeah, pretty common on these. Here again, we got another ratcheting slip clutch for our pickup attachment. Right down below, our little tone wheel for our speed sensor. So if it starts slipping, it's going to be squalling on the alarm quite a bit. And then just the chains down below that are going to need to be adjusted. So really, that's fairly simple on this one. But yeah, there's a lot of extra components for this whole part right down here is actually for our drop floor and for our pre-cutter. So quite a bit extra weight on that and a lot more horsepower requirements. Coming around the top, the one thing, so the Massey had an adjustment arm on a screw here, or on a bolt. This one's actually going to have holes, so I would guess each one of those holes is 1 inch or 2 inches would be my thought. Right now I'd guess this is feet, so we're set about 8, just a little over 8 feet long. Same deal, just a wheel here. So as we turn that wheel, that's just a little bit of gear, but it can slip on there if not watched properly. So going up to our gearbox, okay, remember the Massey just had a sprocket on there with a shear bolt. This one's coming up to a gearbox, so we got more oil levels to be checking all the time. And then that goes down to our twine arms, right? That component does. And then we have our knotters, which are basically the same on there. We got our tucker arms. We have our our tension wheels up there, but then we're not running a hydraulic squirrel cage. They're actually running 3 fans blowing all the chaff out of the road. So just a lot of similarities and a lot of differences on all these balers. So, but it yeah. And then as well, we go down to our access panel to our back of our rotor back to our plunger to actually service that. So all right, till next time.